Hello, welcome to Goose TV. I am your host, Charlie Stivers, and we're pivoting away from Goose Live because one example is today's guest. He resides in the London area, is about 8 hours ahead of us. So we had to basically coordinate with a lot of people on this one because of the interest. We actually did an interview webinar format with about 15 participants, and this one is all about crypto trading bots set on automation in a decentralized wallet, pretty much the first of its kind. This is super exciting because I've been studying bots for about 2 or 3 years, and how we can just kind of have that edge, set it and forget it as much as possible. I'm a big believer in systems and automating trading. The problem is there was a lot of these bots. Either they charge too much, or it wasn't very distinct. You had to use your API keys to go into a third party. So decentralized means it literally resides up here in your extension of your browser as a decentralized wallet or a hot wallet. So we suggest having a one wallet specifically for this bot, and we're going to jump into all the particulars, and then I'll follow up this interview with some of the results after about 10 days. You'll see some in this interview because literally I had it set up for about 2 days prior to this interview. So I'm excited for you guys to check this out. This is called Johnny Blockchain, and I'm interviewing the founder, Jeremy Rush. Okay, I want to introduce you to johnnyblockchain.com. Cute little branding here, and makes it kind of gives you that feeling that it's super simple to use, and it really is. Speaking of which, we all get our own username and referral link for sharing this organically. Mine is ezcryptobot.com, letter E, letter Z, cryptobot.com. I will get an email saying you signed up. I can help you get everything set up safely, and help with some of the strategies that we talk about in this upcoming video. But look at this. They are new, only 131 users, 946 bots in the works. I have about 7 or 8 going, and this is amazing with uh, the win rate of 95% and zero trades at less than 2%, and then negative trades at 3%. And most of those are probably because they're exiting poor performing trades. Not that it's a huge loss, but between 131 users are splitting profits of over 17,000, and that is just the beginning. And literally, guys, this is a very little experience is needed, and it's fun. It is addictive, and it's just cool to see this track record so far. And this is the key here. We're on a decentralized exchange and using a decentralized wallet that
What I
resides right
want to
here.
do is
Thanks, and we'll talk to you
first
later.
quick introduction. I've been working online since 2004. Built my first website that to earn money online, if you like, in 2004. And Johnny Blockchain was, over the years, I got into crypto, and Johnny Blockchain, I started off as a trading. Now, my business partner, he's a programmer. He's based in Russia. And Johnny Blockchain started life out in 2019 as an arbitrage bot on centralized exchanges. But what we soon found was with the arbitrage is that the time you switch funds from one exchange to another, the arbitrage is gone. And then if the arbitrage still is around on a centralized exchange, what we found is that a lot of tokens have the same ticker, so it might be Bitcoin on one exchange, and on another exchange, it has the same BTC ticker, but it's not actually Bitcoin. So it's not a real arbitrage. So we then turned our attention onto building a trading robot, which we did with centralized exchanges. And we first launched it with Binance.com and Binance.us. And we was getting ready to incorporate FTX. And we all know what happened there. And Cryptopia, we all know what happened there if you follow back a few years. So I wanted to build, a decentralized exchange, a trading bot that worked with PancakeSwap. Now, the problem is with PancakeSwap, it doesn't have any coding that you can sort of go and get hold of and build your bot to work with it. Now, we already had a bot that worked with centralized exchanges, but we wanted to go decentralized. So what we did, we first built the bot on Uniswap. And the reason why we did it on Uniswap, because PancakeSwap is actually a copy of Uniswap's code. And when Uniswap launched, they was only on Ethereum. And then they've launched it onto other blockchains as well. Now, the problem is with Ethereum, as we all know, is the high gas fees. And Uniswap do have Binance Smart Chain, but they don't have many liquidity pools. And the liquidity pools they do have are very limited. There's not much liquidity in there compared to PancakeSwap. So what we did, we built it for Uniswap. And because Ethereum's code and Binance's code, Binance Smart Chains, is exactly, because it's just a fork, it was easy to switch over. So we switched it over to Pancake. And that was around 18 months ago. And during that last 18 months, we've been testing different formulas, different trading strategies, ironing out the bugs. You're never ever going to iron out all the bugs. You'll always have a little bug that comes up every now and again, but ironing out the bugs. And we launched literally a couple of weeks ago for the public. Now, we did have a couple of testers in that 18 months, people that have followed me for a long time. There was half a dozen of those. And, the bot just got better. We just improved on it, better and better, if that's a word. I don't think it is, but we improved on the bot to get it to work. And now we're at the stage where the bot can trade no problems. And let me tell you how the bot trades. So we've got the trading bot that's built on our server. That trading bot monitors all the liquidity pools on the internet to do with PancakeSwap. It looks at new coins being added. It looks at all the activity, because it all can be done on, we do that via the blockchain. Now, that's not a smart contract. That's just our system, our server, checking everything all the time. Now, to do the trading, we needed to build a smart contract. Now, that smart contract is like a wallet that's on the blockchain. If you're familiar, I don't know how many of you are familiar with smart contracts. You've got various types of smart contracts. You've got smart contracts that are for just liquidity pools, where they have two tokens in, either BNB and another token, or USTD and another token, and then they lock the liquidity, allegedly, on some of them. The majority on Pancake are locked, but there is a lot that are unlocked. So if it's a locked liquidity, it means that it can't be rug pulled, but the price can go down, obviously, because if you've got, say, like, we'll use Bitcoin as an example. If you've got 10 Bitcoin, and then you've got, let's say Bitcoin was $1, and you've got $10 worth of liquidity, 10 USTD, for example, and they launch that, that's what gives Bitcoin its price, is how much USTD or how much BNB is in the smart contract, or USTD. Used to be Binance's BUSD, but they seem to be moving away from that for SEC reasons. So if you've got liquidity, two tokens, Now, the only way that the price goes down is if somebody puts in more of a stable coin, for example, it pushes the price of the Bitcoin up. And if they withdraw the stable coin, that means they put more Bitcoin in, then that pushes the price down. So that's how a liquidity pool works. Now, to interact with that liquidity pool, we needed a smart contract that acts as a wallet. So what our smart contract does is you approve an amount that you want to trade with. You approve your MetaMask wallet with the smart contract. It doesn't touch any funds until the trade is about to be executed. And so what it does, Johnny Blockchain's system will send the smart contract and say, we've identified the trade. The smart contract will go to your MetaMask wallet, take out USTD, take that straight into the liquidity pools at PancakeSwap. And if it's buying Bitcoin, for example, it returns the Bitcoin back to your wallet. The same way as if you were trading on PancakeSwap manually yourself or any decentralized exchange. Your funds leave your wallet, go into the smart contract. Your funds, whichever token you're buying, comes back out and goes back into your MetaMask wallet. Now, you're probably going to ask me, is the smart contract audited? And it's not had an audit because we feel there's not much point in having an audit because the audit's going to say it withdraws funds out of your wallet. And that's what people get audits for. There's no funds kept in the smart contract. If you go to the smart contract, it's completely empty. There's never any funds in there at all because it purely acts as a bridge between your MetaMask wallet and the liquidity pools on PancakeSwap. And that's all it does. So once it leaves your wallet, it passes through our smart contract into the liquidity pools, and then the token that you're purchasing or exchanging it for or swapping, whatever terminology you want to use, but the token that's in the trade will go back to your wallet immediately. And then when the robot identifies that the profit level's been reached, then it will take the funds, like Bitcoin. So it had started with USTD, took the USTD, put you back Bitcoin. And then when it sees the price of Bitcoin's gone up, it will take the Bitcoin out through our smart contract into the liquidity pools and back out and into your MetaMask wallet. So there's nothing that stays. So it's not an ROI contract. It's not reliant on anybody else coming. We're not going to be launching a token. We're not going to be doing anything regards building our own blockchain or anything like that. We're using what's available, and our robot trades on it. And at the moment, it's trading very successfully. Now, the robot's built to not get a negative trade, and it's based on the market can drop 78%, and the robot can still make a profit. So, to give you an example, let's say that Bitcoin was $10, okay, and you were buying Bitcoin, and it did a trade because it thought the price was going to go up. And unfortunately, we can't guarantee the future, but the price went down. Now, what Johnny Blockchain does is it buys that first lot, ground zero, then it buys lot one after ground zero, if there's certain things that happen in the market. So the price has to go down, and it has to see a pullback in the market. So it's got to go down, it's got to come back up before it buys that second lot. But obviously, in an ideal world, that would be great. But sometimes what can happen is the price can go down, and it could drop, as I say, 78% as the current price of it right now. And what it does is, let's say it finds the bottom, unless a token's been rug pulled. We have these bear markets where we've had a crypto winter for the last couple of years or so. If the price goes down, there's a bottom somewhere, and there's a bottom that sits and it does this, and it might not, even when it's going down, it never goes down in a straight line. It always goes down, up, and it's like, it makes lower, it does that pattern, that zigzag, but downwards. Now, what Johnny Blockchain does is, as it's going down, it can pick up trades because there'll be an up in the market. Now, let's just say that you've got 3 or 4 trades in the system. So you've got lot 0, lot 1, lot 2, and lot 3. And let's say at lot 3, the bot starts to make a profit, but the price never goes back up to the first 3 lots. So if Bitcoin was $10 and it dropped down to $5, for example, and the price never ever went back to $10, other robots, trading robots, you'd lose money, basically. Where Johnny Blockchain, what it does is, if you make a profit down at that lower level, and I'll show you the trades on the blockchain, they're all on there on the blockchain, everything's visible for you to see. If it makes you $1, you get the dollar into your wallet, but the system on the front end shows that you've only made 90 cents. It keeps 10 cents to bring down the cost of the average price of the lots above. So eventually what happens is that if you've bought in at $10, let's say it kept 50 cents to make it simple, it means you've now only spent $9.50. If it makes another bit of profit, you see that profit on the front end, but it uses 50 cents. to bring down, and you've now spent $9. And it will get to the stage where it can sell those higher lots and make you a profit to release those funds so that you can carry on trading. So I can show you some trading robots. I've got my own account, and I've asked somebody else that's got a very low budget, and he's only got one robot, and I thought it's better to choose him to show you his trading robot. So I can either do that now, or if there's any questions, or tell me what you would like me to do.
We have the chat open, and go ahead and you can post them in there, so we can stay on target. And I do have my screen ready to share too, just in less than 24 hours, if that's helpful. But I think that showing us.
Use your account actually, Charlie, if you like, because then it's your account, not mine, is it? So it's not like and then I could just walk people through it and show them that in your account you could see the trades on the blockchain. You can actually see them, so that and you'll see that the amount of time it stays in our smart contract is a blink of an eye. It just passes through there because it acts as a bridge.
Yeah, and while I'm getting that ready, so there are a couple. What are the intentions of the bot? Can you set up profit stakes? What's the percentage that gets allocated? Those are good questions, Meg, and I think we'll be able to see that visually here in a second. And then, are the default settings you can use to set it up?
The default
set
settings.
And forget.
Yeah, it is set and forget. The default settings, we've tried and tested it over 18 months and improved it. We've got a new improvement that we're about to upload hopefully this week. The end user doesn't get an interruption in their robot, but because of market patterns and we're collecting data all the time, we can see, because some people actually change the settings, which is good for us because then we can compare data. And so we look at all the settings of all the robots, what time of days they're started, what time zone they're on, what coin they're trading, how much they're trading. And so we get lots of data back all the time, and we're collecting all that data and analyzing it. Our system's analyzing it. It's not AI. I'm not going to say it's AI, but what the system does is it gives us recommendations of what we can do to the code to make it more successful with its trading more often. So it's easy for people to put a label on something and say it's AI learning, but they're not. They're algorithms. They use trading strategies that are. We've got martingale formulas in there. We've got a few other formulas that we want to keep under our hats, so to speak. But there you go. There's your bot there. If you want to go on the magnifying glass on, say, the one on the end there, the beam one, the magnifying glass. That's it. So here you can see the trades, and you can see the profit on the end. But if we look at this one that says the 18th of December, right at the top of the screen there, lot zero, $10 was spent. And then it was sold, so it was bought at 10:35, and then it was sold on the 18th at 13:28. You could see that. Now on the same line, actually, if you look on the same line, so you got in the left there, you've got 10:36 up the top there, the very first transaction. That's it. And then moving to the right, you've got lot zero. Now that lot zero, you can click on that, and that will take you to the blockchain. So that's the actual trade on the blockchain of where the bot did that purchase. So if you scroll down there, you'll see that there you go. So it came from your wallet into our smart contract and then into Pancake Swap. You could see it in the middle there, the third transaction down. That was the Pancake Swap liquidity pool. It went through two liquidity pools. It went to Wrap BNB, and then it went back over to Wrap BNB for the Beam, and then that was obviously deposited back into your wallet. You've got the blockchain fee there of 0.15 15 cents there at the bottom. So if we go back to Johnny Blockchain on that tab there, so now you'll see that 10 USTD was spent, and then on the 18th of December at 13:28 on the very top line there, it was sold and it returned back 10.58. But if you look, the profit is only showing 31 cents, not the 58 cents. Can you see that? Now, if you click on that last blue zero, that one there, that will be the sell transaction. Cool. When it loads. And then you'll see, if you scroll down, that the 10.58 was actually deposited back into your wallet. Now, what we know is why it showed that you earned less, was on Johnny Blockchain, it showed you didn't earn 58 cents. You earned a little bit less than that, it says. Well, we've taken into account blockchain fees And also we take into account if there's any DCA in the dollar cost averaging for other lots. So as you can see there, you've got 13 cents there. You've got 15 cents on the other one. So you've got 28 cents there in fees that needed to be paid at the time of that, that trade was done. And so that's why you're showing a less profit, because it's taken into account. Now, that one that you go down a little bit further, it says on the 18th of December again, at 14.31, it bought lot 2 for 6 USTD. And then on the 18th of December at 17.52, it sold lot 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and made a profit of 60 cents. There's a perfect example of where it kept profit so that it was able to close all of those other trades and still return you a profit. So it actually turned you 53, 45, and I don't know what all those add up to, but it would have been less. So you've got what, 10, 20, 30, about $36 there, I think. 36 is there, so the 0. So you've got $10 on the 0, then the 1's got 10 is 20, then you've got the 2 is 6, and then you've got another 6, and then you've got lot 4, you've got another 20. So if you add those up, it will give you what those lots were sold for, you see. So again, it made a profit and closed out those trades. And as I say, all of these can be seen on the blockchain. There's no skullduggery here or anything like that, putting a number on the screen just to make it look good. All of this stuff can be tracked on the blockchain, and that's the beauty of that. And then if you scroll to the top of that pop-up while you've got it open, you've got 2 tabs there. You've got trading bots. It's got free buys and free sales, and then it's got the errors. And you've got no errors at the moment, but your bot can stop for errors that come from PancakeSwap. Maybe the price wasn't profitable at the time that we did it. Maybe the bot had to adjust the slippage and it thought, no, it's not going to make a profit. So it would stop the bot, or you didn't have enough funds in your wallet to carry out the trade. It would stop the bot. And sometimes we get, stuff back from PancakeSwap and we don't know what they are, to be honest. So you will find from time to time that the bot will stop trading. In most cases, you can turn it back on and, it will carry on trading. Sometimes you'll need to add funds to it if you haven't got enough funds in your MetaMask wallet. So if you can close that, that's good. So that bot on the end there has made 9.14% in its first day, trading with $20 a time. And it treats each individual trade as independent. So it takes a $20 or $10 or $5, whatever you're trading. And when it makes a profit on that amount, it tells you the profit for that particular lot. It doesn't, if you was to look at the front screen, we've got, if you take out on the URL there, if you can take out the bits after the / and just leave Johnny Blockchain, that will take us to the front screen. And we're in the process actually of getting a new design done, because it's still got the centralized diff there. You can see they were the exchanges we used to do the arbitrage with. But if you scroll down the screen, you'll see here the statistics. So if you're looking on the left of the screen at the bottom, that's the day's activities. And then you'll see there's a big gap in the middle where it's got no activity. Well, that's when we were starting to develop the decentralized bots, and then you've got a little bit of movement where we were using it on Uniswap. And then when we finally did launch it, as you can see, it's gone sort of parabolic there. So if we look at those stats on the left-hand side, since the decentralized exchange has been running, it's done $14,951 in passive income. It's done just under 60,000 trades. Now it says successful trades 95%, but really that percentage there is higher than that, and I'll tell you why in a moment. You've got 0 profits where it didn't make anything, it just broke even, and then you've got negative profits. So that means that the bot would have had a loss. Now, the bot is not designed to take a loss. That there is where somebody's decided to close their bot early because they wanted to end the trade. They've overrid the bot settings and said, I don't want to trade that anymore. They click a button, it ends the trade, it sells everything, and then that would result in a negative loss. So at the moment, if you could see, we've only got 112 users, and those 112 users have shared just under 15 grand in literally 2 weeks, with them trading here. We've got 798 bots, and to use Johnny Blockchain, there's no, you pay $25 a year to get access to the DEX trading bot. If you want to use API keys and do centralized exchange, we're only doing Binance.com. We did have Binance.us, but US are sort of running into bigger problems with Binance, and we was getting a bit worried about it. But Binance.com now is stopped a lot of countries depositing funds. Here in the UK, if you've got an old account, you can still deposit pounds in there. But if you create a new account, you can't deposit pounds into it anymore, unfortunately. Because they're under the eyes of the SEC. So to use the trading bot, as I say, it's $25 a year, or 25 USTD, and then you pay a percentage of the profit. So you only pay when you make a profit. We take 25%. A percentage of that is shared with the company. That's how we make our money, and another percentage is shared on an affiliate program over 4 levels. And I'll see if I can dig out, because I've forgotten what they are off the top of my head, I'm afraid. I'll have to go to my document. But if you've got any questions while I'm having a look, I'm all ears.
So back up, can I ask? Yeah, I have some questions. So can you set what coins you want it to trade or no?
Yes. There's a list of coins that we've got in the back office, and you pick them from a drop-down menu. You can trade it with USTD or USDC.
Okay.
So you're starting with a stable coin, and then you're picking. I don't know how many bots are on there at the moment, but I don't know whether, Charles, if you can log back into your account again and share the screen, we can go to the DEX trends. So we've got a list of coins there that have been trading since we launched a couple of weeks ago. Now we can add new tokens. So if somebody says, look, we've got a token that we want to add, they would send in a support ticket, or reach out to a leader, give the smart contract, and then we'll check that the smart contract's got liquidity, and the liquidity is locked. If it's not locked, we won't add it, because it means it could be rugged. So if you can go back to Johnny Blockchain, your account there, and on the below it says trading bots. Can you see on the left hand side there? Below that, you got DEX trends. So this is what's been happening on PancakeSwap in the last 2 weeks. So these percentages are what the percentages are for the users that are using the bots. So the GGG, the gaming token, has got 2,000% that it's made for 96 bots. As you can see there, the column there, bots. Now this at the moment is for since we've been doing the DEX trading bots. So there's a little bit of when we were testing on Uniswap, but the bulk of this is on PancakeSwap. Now what we will be doing to this screen when we collected more data, we will show some more time frames. So we'll have all of history, and then we may have a month, a week, and what's happened in the last 24 hours. But at the moment we're just still collecting that data, because obviously more and more people that join and start to trade, then we're going to get the data back. I found myself that the AVAX has probably been the best trading bot that I've done. The GG one is very volatile. The same is with that ChatGPT one there, that one there, the third one down. That's very volatile. The price can go up within 20 or 30% within an hour, which is good for a trading bot, but some people tend to panic if it buys in a few more lots than what they thought it was going to buy in.
What chunk does it buy? Like, does it take a percentage and allocate for lots? How does that work?
No, well, if you click on that plus sign there, any one of them plus signs on the right there. So this would open up a GG bot, because you can just open that one by clicking that plus sign. You don't have to save it. So if we scroll down, you'll see all the trading lots are down below. They're all the trading lots. So you can edit those, you can delete those. And I've got videos in the getting started that explain all of the settings in here. But to be honest, all my bots are set on the default settings. They've been tested for 18 months. So
that goes back to what are my aims, or what are there? You said it'll go if there's losses, and it'll go try to then get you back and profitable. But do you have it set?
You say what you want to trade with. So let's just say, like you would with forex trading or binary options trading, you'd have a balance in your accounts. If you were doing forex, you might have, say, $1,000 in your forex account, and you say, well, I'm going to trade with 2%. So you would do the same sort of thing. You say, for a particular bot, I've got $1,000 or $500 or whatever it is in my MetaMask wallet, and I want to trade with some of that. So you can trade with $20, and it will do a trade for $20. If the price drops down again, then the next trade would be another $20. And if the price dropped down again, if you look at those settings below, but you can delete some of the settings off. You can say, well, I don't want to allocate $600 to a robot. But bearing in mind, you've got to remember that $600 for a robot, for all of the default settings, the price has got to drop by 78% for it to use all those lots up. And it's got to drop 78%, literally keep going down. It's not got to have any pullbacks. But what happens is you'll tend to find that you may use certainly on AVAX, I've used maybe 3 or 4 lots. So that first few lots at the top there, so you've got lot 0, lot 1, lot 2, and lot 3. So as you can see there, the lot 0 is $20 if you're going to leave it at default settings. Lot 1 is $20. Then lot 2 is $12. And lot 3 is $12. I don't see many robots going below those unless they're really high volatile bots. Coins, I mean, sorry, if they're real high.
What is it? What's the intent? That's why I said, what are the aims of the intention? Like, how do you have the bot programmed? So it takes a chunk. I get the underside, but it takes a chunk. When will it pull out? Like, does it pull out after a certain amount of profit, or how do you, or if
well, if you look here, if you look at the top there, if we look here, so it's got 600 USTD, which is the allocated funds. Okay, so you can put in there what you want to allocate. To the right of that, you've got the initial order, which is $20. So that's 3.3% of your trade. And then you've got the profit settings. So we've got an average profit setting there of 0.8. So that's the trigger point for the profit. So let's just say that you bought a token, it spent $20, and now the price started to go up. When it's in 0.8% of a profit, that's the trigger point. It doesn't mean it's going to take profit there, but that would be the trigger point. Now, if the price was to do a retracement go down by 0.1%, if you could see there to the right there, that means the bot would now take profit and you would get 0.7% profit. But if it was hit 0.8 and then it went to 0.9 and it didn't have a retracement, and then it went to 1%, then it went to 2%, then it went to 3%, and then it got a retracement of 0.1, it would take the profit at that point. So it would give you a maximum profit. It's never going to get the top. And the same is when it buys in, it's never going to buy the bottom. Because it has to, when the price is going up, it needs to see that the price is going to start to go down again. So it wants to see a replacement.
It will take out the entire trade. So in this case, if you put in 20 USDT, it would take out the 20 USD, the full amount that was in.
Exactly. Take out the $20 plus the profit.
Okay.
And that would be put into your MetaMask wallet.
Okay. And then when would the other, so it goes in a trade and comes out of a trade, and then does it go back in if the circumstances are still met again, or do you have to set up another?
Yes. No. If you look there to the left of the screen, so you've got infinite, so it will keep going until it stops. Can you see under the word active? Sorry, your screen's gone all small now.
I was checking chat, but
right, yeah. So go to the top if you could, and then to the left of the screen. So you've got the trading pair from that drop-down menu. Then you've got is active, and that's toggled across. And then you've got the bot type. So you would choose your trading pair there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you've got the bot type. So the first one means it will keep running. It will keep buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. The second one down is a single run. So it will do one buy and one sale. Now, if you've got multiple lots outstanding and you've run out of funds and you say, well, I can't afford to put any more money in, so that the bot doesn't stop, you would use that yellow one, which is to stop buying and only sell at a profit or break even. And then the very bottom one, if you decide, you say, well, look, that coin I don't like the look of it. I tested it out, or I made a mistake. I didn't choose that. I didn't mean to choose that coin. You could choose that red one at the bottom, and that will just sell any lots that you've got outstanding immediately. And obviously that could give you a loss.
And in this case, you're just doing $20 lots up to $600. Is that correct?
You can do $5 lots in this default setting. It's saying that you need to have $600 in your MetaMask wallet, just in case the market drops by 78%.
Okay.
So if the market doesn't drop by 78%, so for me, for example, I set up a trading robot. I had $950 in there.
Okay.
And my trading bots add up to about $7,000 because it never uses all the funds.
Okay.
Because what you'll find is, like, for example, when Bitcoin starts to go up, most of other coins will drag with it, but you'll always have a token that won't drag with it, and it will be sort of independent, and it tends to be a meme coin normally that does that, and they go up and down, like a roller coaster, and they can tend to use bigger lots. And if you looked at Kate's token about 2 years ago, it was $40 a token. So if it was $40 today, then and it dropped, it's down to what, $2.40 now. So it's dropped to massive. I don't know what that is in percentage wise. I'm not quick at maths like that, but that's a massive percentage that it's dropped. So if you were trading, cake at its height, and then it started to drop, you could use up those funds, those $600, which will take you down to 78%. And then if it crashed, providing the coin doesn't go to zero, your bot will be able to trade. If it goes down to zero, you know, and it's been rugged, or all the liquidity's been pulled out of the smart contract, and there's no more liquidity in there, so meaning there's only one. Even if the liquidity pool's locked, somebody could still take out all the liquidity because they can dump a load of coins into there. You know, we see it all the time. They do airdrops, and then people dump their coins and take out all the liquidity, and what you end up with is a coin that's worthless because there's no coin to pair it with, no stable coin or no BNB or.
Right, I get that. Let's just back up. But the part on the left there was $20, and then there was $600. You can set the max amount that.
Of course, yeah, you could set. You could, if you want to trade. If you say, well, I've got $40, and I want to do my first trade with $5. It wouldn't be recommended to have $20 to trade with and set your lots to $20, because then that's only going to be able to do one trade. You want it to be able to do more, be able to buy in the market a couple of times at least, so that it can claw back any money that it could lose if you only had one lot. You know, so that where it is that single run, that's okay if it's Bitcoin. If you say, well, I'm going to buy Bitcoin now because I believe it's going to go up, but I wouldn't do that for the gaming token. I wouldn't do that for the ChatBT token or anything like that, because they're too volatile, you know. So but Ethereum and you know, the top tokens you can afford to spend less on, where with the more ones that are largely volatile, then you want to make sure you've got a bit of reserve funds just in case the market drops rapidly.
Right. So in the way that was set up, if you had $20 chunks, the max amount it would buy in lots would be 600. Will it keep buying in lots as long as it sees buy signals, or what it has determined as buy signals?
It would, providing that all the criteria is met, it would keep buying. So the criteria has got to be met, and that was, as I say, that criteria would take it down to around 78% drop in the market. But I can't imagine that happening in one foul swoop, unless it's a coin that's just been has had the liquidity dumped out of it. But like Bitcoin, for example, if we look at Bitcoin, went up to 60,000 and then went back down to 20-odd thousand. So there's quite a lot of liquidity was taken out of Bitcoin. But in general, what tends to happen is with a trading robot, if you're holding a token and it drops in price, you're left holding the token. But with the trading robot, if the price drops, you're not left holding the token, because it never goes down in a straight line. It always goes down, comes back up, goes down, comes back up. So there's chances there for the robot to pick up trades, pick up profit as the price is going down, so that it can release funds for other robots or for the same one that you're trading in. I don't know whether that all makes sense, but but in the getting started section there, we've got there's one video, but underneath that video, there's a user guide, and that user guide I've tried to take somebody from complete beginner right through. So obviously you would sit whichever stage you are, but I've got videos there to explain how the trading robot works, how it makes a profit when the market's dropping. I've got a video down towards the bottom for that. But there's videos there. All of these videos are no more than 3-4 minutes long. So I've cut them all up rather than making one long video. So there's everything I believe in there.
If the bot gets an error, does it kick you out of the trade and then the whole thing just stops?
No, it doesn't kick you out of the trade. It pauses the trade. So if there's an error, so let's just say, for example, it bought back, it went to do a trade and it was a negative trade. So rather than it close the trade, it will just return the funds back to your wallet, and it may pause the bot. If it tries again, if it tries 3 times, it will pause the bot to say, well, it's best I sit out of it for a minute because there's something going on in the liquidity pool, so I'm not going to waste gas fees. I'm just going to sit it out. So what it tends to do is switch itself off for you to come in and go and have a look to see what the error is, and then switch it back on. Could be that you haven't got enough USTD. Could be you've not got enough BNB to cover the blockchain fees. They're rather than it keep attempting, because every attempt it makes, it would cost blockchain fees. Because it's like you doing it on Pancake. If you go to Pancake Swap and you do a trade, even if the trade fails, you can spend.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand that. Okay.
Hey, Jeremy,
Francine, I have some questions.
What was that, Megan?
So I was going to say, Francine, I think you've got some questions. So
yeah, I'm just curious. I have people that ask me sometimes too. And by the way, thank you, Jeremy, for being here today. Really appreciate you going over this. Nice to meet you. I just shut my video off because I'm having a little low internet connection. So But I'm curious, people ask me like, how much should this be monitored? Like what would say, I mean, it's not something because of the errors that could potentially happen. Like we need to be checking on this a couple times a day, or what would you say to just
Well, you don't
make sure that
you don't need to check on it a couple of times a day.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, the errors, maybe you're thinking in your mind it's always having errors. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's I think there was 800 and something bots that are running at the moment, and there might be 4 or 5 of them that have errors. You know, and
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
the errors tend to be, the majority of them tend to be that the user that's using has not got enough allocated funds. So they
Mm-hmm.
set up a bot, they do everything on the default settings, and the bot says I need $600, and they might have $40 in there. It does 2 trades, it tries to do a third one, and it can't, it stops. So that tends to be, you know, so it doesn't, it's not something you've got to watch. It's set and forget. If, you know, but it's to be honest, it's a bit like a drug, really. You end up logging in and having a look. You know, you keep logging in and looking because I mean, we've got some guys in the Telegram group. I mean, one guy set up his bot and he made 38% in one day, and he said, "I just can't believe this. I can't take my eyes off it." You know, and it was, and so he was only trading with $20, and he only had like $60. The same is with the guy. Let me share my screen because I want to show you this account. Does this, when it shares, will it share entire screen? It should.
Well, and for those that joined late that didn't hear what Charlie was explaining, he just dove into his bot yesterday and last night made 9%. So I was curious too, Jeremy, what you said AVAX was a great bot, and just like what would you? I know it's hard maybe to judge.
Well, you can't. The problem is with when you're. We got the deck screen there to show you what happened since the beginning of time, if you like, over a couple of weeks. But I always say to people, start a bot off with a small amount, you know, $5. Let it do a couple of trades, and then if you like the bot, then you can duplicate it and just add. So you'll have 2 bots now, one with running with $5 and maybe one running with $15. Or, you know, if you're somebody who's got more funds, you might want to say, well, I'll do a $5 bot just to see which ones I like. And then when I'm happy with them, I'll put in $100 a trade. You know, depends on your own personal finances, really.
So when you're picking a token, is it safe to assume that the more volatility, the better, right? Because we're going to make money on the upside and the downside. So as long as you're swinging, so one way or another, you're seeing highs, you're seeing lows, up and down. I would imagine you have more ability to make money on the more volatile tokens than you would with something that's just kind of flatlining, not moving, correct?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, the bigger the volatility, obviously, the bigger the movement. So that means there's more chance for the bot to pick up profit, but it has its downsides as well. Because if you haven't got the allocated funds, you know, if the market sort of drops by 22% and you haven't got enough allocated funds, then unfortunately you're not getting in at the right time as the market's going down. So it depends again on your budget, what you got to allocate. As I say, I started off with $900. That was two weeks ago, and I'm now up to $1,700, or 2.5 weeks ago. So it's done really well with the bots. So, you know, I can't grumble at the bots. And then you've got other people like the guy I want to show you. If I can, I've got his bot opened up on Firefox. Will it share Firefox on here?
I think so. Just hit the little box with the arrow in the middle.
Let's see. Yeah, I got that. So tell me, can you see the Firefox screen? It's nice. One bot here. Beautiful. And his name's Terry. Can you see Terry?
Yep.
Right. So look, if we look at Terry's account, so he started off his MetaMask wallet with 125 USTD, and he started it on the 17th of November, which is, well, just over 30 days now, isn't it? It's the 18th of December. He's made 98.85%, trading with $20. So he's near enough doubled his $20 there. You see, he's made a profit of $19.07. So he's only doing trades of $20. So he's got this much in his wallet that he can trade with, but he's not trading. But if you can see here, his bot has already spent now on these 8 lots 140. So we can already see that he's got that $20 over in his account by not adding any more funds, because he started with 125. So you see this sign here, this $20, because when you go to his trades, remember I showed you on the other one, you see here, let me show you a simple one, is the best one here. So this one, look, it traded with $20 on here, 20 USTD, 10th of December, 4:35 in the morning. And then on the 10th of December at 19:27, so, you know, a good few hours later, it sold that $20 lot It made 75 cents, but it's showing here he only made 46 cents. And the reason is it takes into account any blockchain fees and anything it wants to save. And then the money that it's saved, even though this full amount, if I go there, that $20.75, if I click that, it takes it over to the blockchain. That full amount went into his wallet, which is here, $20.77. But we only show that 46 went into his wallet. So he's got a visual thinking, oh yeah, I've earned 46 cents there. Okay. So what he can do, if he wanted to, he could withdraw that 46 cents out and spend it, put it into his bank, and it won't affect his robots. So if I go to the withdrawal calculator, we give people this thing here to say, right, so he's already done a withdrawal of $9 from his wallet, and it's not affecting his robots, and he's got he's got total withdrawal. He's got withdrawable $10.77 here. So if he was to click this button, it doesn't withdraw anything because it's already in his MetaMask wallet, but it gives him an idea of what he can withdraw out if he wants to say, well, at the end of the month, I want to know what profits I can take out, put into a centralized exchange or put onto a Bitcoin card or a crypto card and actually spend that in the shops or pay some bills with it. So he knows now that he's got $19.77 that he can withdraw from his MetaMask wallet and it won't affect his robot from running. So this is just a calculator to give you an idea of what you can withdraw out of your wallet if you're going to do it weekly or daily or monthly, whichever you want. This is purely, and then when you click this button, it would zero it back up. He's compounded.
Jeremy, where do you guys take the 25%? It's between what goes back into the MetaMask wallet. Where do you guys take your profit?
We take that from the wallet here. So in Johnny Blockchain, you've got this wallet here. It's called My Top Up Wallet. We take the 25% from here. So that 25% comes out of what, so we work out your profit based on not what went back into your wallet. If I go back here, we work your profit out on this figure here. So this bot made $1.21, but as you can see, it actually made $6.11. So we take the 25% from this amount.
But
okay?
we don't have to pay you that separately. You're calculating that in what goes back to our MetaMask wallet, correct?
We take it out of this wallet here. You deposit a fund into here. So he's got, as you can see here, he's got a wallet balance. This is not his MetaMask balance. He deposits into Johnny Blockchain some USTD, and we take that fee out of there. And we've got a statement here, and we've got service fees. So you've got all the service fees here. So look, he paid his $25 for his year's access. Then on the 19th, he paid 76 cents. Then on the 3rd of December, he paid 75 cents, $1.90, and so on. So that comes from that bit there. And if he's got any affiliate commissions, they would show up here. If he's done any withdrawals, so if he gets affiliate commission, the affiliate commission gets added to here, and you can just request a withdrawal down the bottom here. You put your withdrawal in, and it's a 2% withdrawal fee, but that's for your affiliate commissions. And then you've got this BNB wallet here, so you need to put some BNB in to cover the blockchain fees. But you obviously get this back because, as I showed you on there, where is it? The trading robot, go here. When this one earned 65 cents, but we showed that you made a profit 11 cents, but that $20.65 was paid into your wallet. So there's enough for you to pay for the fees again the next time round. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sorry. And I apologize. We should treat me like I'm a 5-year-old. So if I made a whole bunch of profitable trades, I'm just going to pick a thing, $100. And that's what would get, if I wanted to pull that back, it's in my MetaMask account. I have to go pay you separately from the wallet for the trades. How often do I have to settle up with you?
You settle up with us once a week, and your robot will, on this screen here, so you put a balance in here, and then this balance will go down at the end of the week. So and that's a Sunday at midnight, Greenwich Mean Time.
Okay, so let's just say I had $1,000 in USDT that I was going to put in to start doing the trade. I'd have to take $25 and pay you to set up a bot if I wanted to trade in.
No. You don't have to send $25 to set up a bot. You could put in here $5 and trade with 1,000 because you don't have to pay the fee until you've made a profit. So at the end of the week, when you came to, let's say you owed $25, you'd still get all that. Your bot would still run for the week with $5 in here or 6 cents in here. And then at the end of the week, it will stop your bots and say, if you want your bots to carry on working, you need to pay us the profit, our share of the profit.
Got it.
$25 is just the initial setup fee, right?
Yeah, $25 activates this bot, this here, to give you access. So as you can see, this guy's got till the 15th of November 24. So that's $25 to give you access to the trading bot for a year. And if you want to use it, and that's a decentralized one, so that works with PancakeSwap and Uniswap. And if you wanted to use the Binance one as well, you'd need another $25, and that one you'd have to connect your API keys to.
Got it. And that you can then set up as many different sets of trades in the different bot, like the different swapping stuff. You can do that as many times as you want. You don't pay $25 for each bot, correct?
No, you pay. This gives you access to unlimited bots.
Got it. Okay,
and then
great.
you only pay the software service fee, we call it, when you've made a profit, and that comes out at the end of the week. So if somebody was to, trade with 100 grand, for example, and only have 1 cent in here, and at the end of the week they decided they didn't want to pay us, well, then they wouldn't pay us, and we would lose out.
Yeah. Do you want to jump into some of the commission? A lot of the people on here are builders in the referral world, and then we can jump back into my wallet. I do have some questions after last night.
So let me just, I've got to find it where it is. I forget the exact calculation, but I'll find it in the blink of an eye.
While you're looking, I had a question too. You're talking about all these trades going back and forth. This looks like an absolute IRS nightmare with all these trades, but I know there's only certain trades that are going to be taxable events, right? So is it only when you pull out the money, or when it comes time to April 15th to do your taxes, how do you tell IRS what you traded in your capital gains or your capital loss?
Well, to be honest, first off, I'm not an American, and I'm not a tax advisor. And I don't know how the American tax law works, but here in the UK, they treat cryptocurrencies like they would treat table legs. They're not interested in cryptocurrency. They're only interested when I liquidate them into fiat currency. And at that point, when I liquidate them into fiat currency, then I've got to show it on my tax return. But if I keep Bitcoin in my wallet, for example, and it goes up to $4 million next month, I have zero tax liability because it's just a table leg as far as the British government tax office.
That's not how the US government taxes it. So
yeah, well, the US government tax, it's the land of the free and taxes, I think, isn't it? It's
it's a decentralized wallet too. So yeah, you're just, if you want to participate, I think each individual is going to have to figure out how to account for it on their own. So that's that.
Yeah, it's decentralized, so it's the wallet, I mean, I know they said that, I think, what was it, the Canadian Trudeau, when they had the lorries, he stopped all their funds, didn't he? And then people were donating cryptocurrency, and he wanted to he was blocking their centralized exchanges, but they can't block a decentralized exchange in a MetaMask wallet, can they? I don't know how that would work, to be honest. So I don't know. So so I found the fees. Okay, so the 25%, 60% of that 25% goes to the company. 40% is done in 4 levels of affiliate commissions. You get 30% on your first level, 5% on your second, 3% on your third, and 2% on your fourth. So when somebody buys access, they pay that $25, and they pay that. You get $7.50 on your first level. And then every profitable trade they do, you're getting 30% on every profitable trade they get on your first level. So we got a guy, a member, his name's Anthony, and he's only got 4 people below him. And he's making $47 a week, and he's trading with $100 himself. So he's making more from the affiliates commission than he is from the trading, because he's got a couple of people that are trading, with a bigger amount. I mean, one guy today, he paid $238 in software service fees. So, for his week. So he's made, I know you can't work it back that way, but he must have made around $900 for the week if he was paying $230 software service fees. And so if you build a team and you've got people that, set up robots, and you're getting that residual, because you're getting from the profits, you're getting a share of their profits, if you like, for every profitable trade they do. So we don't charge. We've got some competitors in the world, and they all, the minimum I've seen is $200 a month that you pay up front before your bots made you a penny. But what they do is they take that and give you big commissions. Now, I know that's great for a leader, but for me, I think they don't have the confidence in their bot. Because if they had the confidence in their bot, then they wouldn't be charging big monthly fees to pay out before you even make a profit. I mean, there's a couple of centralized ones I know of where they're charging you $1,500 a year, and you pay that up front, and before you've made a profit. you know, and that's okay if you're a leader, because then you can bring people into high ticket thing, you know, $1,500, and you're getting, I think they give something like 30% of that, so you're getting, you know, $200 in your dropped into your lap each time. But the bot can't be that good because they're taking that money up front. That's my opinion. We wanted to go the other way. We want to say, well, if the bot doesn't make you a profit, then what are you down? You're down $20 or $40 that the bot's risked in a trade, and you've paid $25 to get a year's access. So, you know, you might be out of pocket. The worst case scenario, if we want to say the worst case scenario, that none of your bots make a profit, you could be down £100 or so, couldn't you? That would be the worst case scenario. But we don't make a penny. If you don't make money, we don't make money. That's the bottom line here, you know.
It's a great model.
Okay, so here's my back office of all my bots. And like I mentioned earlier, I have 8 going. I paused one, my Ethereum bot, because it only did 4 transactions over a 10-day period. So I paused that. As soon as this one closes these one BTC trade, I'll probably pause that as well. Link is a little bit more volatile. And then Beam is an up and coming gaming infrastructure one. Look at all these transactions, 13, and then another 8 pending. Cetify fund. I just started this one up, I believe, today. It's got 4 going. And let's just look at an example of how that looks. So all of these are from actually 2 or 3 days ago. Needs to get back at 3.7, 3.6, 3.5. And then it bought one yesterday, today at 3.4. We'll sell that. So just an example of how it spreads it out. Cake has been doing really well, 14 transactions for 58% ROI, and it's got 1 pending. AVAX has been doing great as well. So, you know, we all start somewhere. You know, we kind of just creep into this with what we can afford or feel comfortable with, and then you can distinguish which ones, as far as the bots go, what the allocation is, which is covered in the video. So as you can see, this is pretty cool, and happy to help you get started on this. Reach out or just sign up. I don't even think you have to pay anything to at least connect your account or register it, and I can follow up with you when I see your email come through.